Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. See, in an interview you might get asked what is CI/CD at the beginning. But let's be real, that's just warm up. The real challenge comes right after that. What do you do if something fails? How do you troubleshoot this? And what's your approach when something goes wrong? That's exactly why I have designed this series to help you think like a problem solver, not just someone who memorizes definitions. In today's video, we are diving right into the part 3 of our CI/CD failure interview ready series, where I will be covering another set of top 5 scenario based questions that are frequently asked in interviews. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2 yet, make sure to check them out first. The links are down in the description. So let's get started.
Here's our first question. Your CD pipeline deployed a faulty version to production. What preventive checks would you implement to avoid such failures? Here's how you can answer. I would add a manual approval step before production deployment. Also, include automated smoke test to validate key functionality and integrating pre-deployment checks like linting, vulnerability scanning can also prevent faulty code from reaching prod. Moving on with our next question. You have multiple microservices and need to deploy only those with recent changes. How do you achieve this in your pipeline? Here's how you can answer. I would use git diff or similar tool to detect changes in version control system. Then I would set up auto trigger deployments only for microservices which have new commits. This can be done using a conditional step in the CI/CD pipeline for selective deployment. Moving on with our next question. Your team wants to implement canary deployments. How would you integrate this strategy into your CI/CD setup? Here's how you can answer. I would add a canary deployment stage in the pipeline with a small percentage of traffic going to the new release. I can use tools like Argo rollouts or AWS code deploy for canary strategy on AWS. I can also automate the traffic shift and monitor health before fully rolling out. Moving on with our next question. Your CI/CD pipeline sometimes skips test execution randomly. How would you ensure all tests are always executed reliably? Here's how you can answer. I will first check if the test job has any conditional triggers that skips it on a certain branches. Then I will verify all dependencies are installed correctly before test runs. Also, I would add clear log to confirm test execution and use fail-fast :false if running metrics job. Moving on to our last question. A developer complains their unit tests aren't running even though the build is passing. What would you check if the CI pipeline config? Here's how you can answer. I would check a test configuration to ensure the unit tests are included in the pipeline. Verify if the test command is correct and the results are properly reported. Also ensure that the test dependencies are correctly installed before running tests. That is it for today. If you found this video helpful, like and share it. Comment below with any scenario questions you have faced in interviews. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more such videos.